Hello, good afternoon. I'm Martine Brisson. Welcome in this other edition of whatever I want. I had a name for it. Maybe the weekly vlog. That's what I'm trying to do here, and hopefully tell you something that you have some value for you. And today I'm going to talk about resilience. Yeah, because sometimes we hear a lot about resilience. And just to make sure that we're talking about the same thing, is that resilience is according to dictionary, is the capacity to recover quickly from difficulties, like the ability to bounce back from whatever events it's happening in your life. And I might sound like a broken record, but it's true. Is that it's innate. It's innate. No, we don't have to work at resilience. It's something that we're born with, right? We forget about that, but it's true. Now, life is going to bring us ups and downs. It's just the way it is. No, maybe some of you have heard the expression, "Life is a contact sport." So it's going to be, we're going to have lots of ups and downs. But this resilience, this innate resilience, is going to allow us to bounce back, right? When we don't interfere with the system. And that's probably the problem most of the time, right? Because we have those events and we go in resistance with what's happening, and then brings all kinds of negative thinking. And sometimes you'll just go and phone your friends and just ruminate and vent. And the thing is, those friends will probably agree, oh, yes, what a terrible thing, and what an asshole, and she's a bitch, and what a terrible thing that happened, and you're so right to be angry. But the thing is, you're staying in the same energy. If I stay in the same energy, um, nothing new will come up, right? So when we don't interfere with the system, our innate well-being can show up, or resolution also can show up, and we all have access, no? And it permits us to go to to challenges with more ease, with more grace. Doesn't mean that what happened to you is not terrible. That's not what it means. But you have an innate ability to bounce back. And I said it's different from coping, because coping is more is strategies. No, it's using strategies to overcome whatever difficulties that you're going through. So there's lots of work involved in coping. It's managing your experiences, managing your emotion. But resilience is this ability to bounce back. And like I said, you were born with it, right? But what happens is we interfere with the system, right? We just worry, obsess, ruminate, right? And that's interfering with the system, right? And then you're judging what's happening, and you're just thinking and thinking and thinking, right? And coping, like I said, is using strategy. So maybe it's to um, work to believe. The problem is that you believe the content of your thinking, right? And the thing is, we cannot rely on our thinking. It's something that comes through us, right? And we have no control of what comes through us, but we don't have to engage the content of that thinking. We're going to think we're thinking machine. that's that's the way it is. We don't have to come to engage in the content and try to play with the content of our thinking, right? That would be kind of a coping strategy. But when we just don't interfere, because events happen, shit happens, that's the way it is. But when we don't interfere, it just comes, you have more chance of bouncing back, no? Because what happens, like the content of your beliefs, of your thinking, is maybe an event X happen, and from that event X, you have all kinds of self-limiting beliefs. Oh, I will never overcome this. I will always be that way. I'll always be damaged. But that's not true. That's just content of your thinking made from self-limiting beliefs, but that's not the truth about you, right? And so you don't have to feel insecure. But when you, oh yes, okay, self-limiting belief, I don't have to believe everything I'm thinking, and the mind can quiet down. And when the mind quiets down, resilience can show up, right? You cannot find a solution from the same level of energy, well, that created it, right? And if you're just ruminating and upsetting, and the solution that are going to come up are going not to be good resolution, not good solution, right? When as your mind quiets down and you realize you don't have to believe everything you think, that inner resilience is free to come up, free to bubble up, a bit like a balloon that we push underwater, and when we let go, the balloon can come up. No, because that's the way it's made. It is the same thing with our inner resilience. And so when we become much less attached to what we're thinking, magic happens, right? It's not okay, now that means I have to think happy thoughts. That's not what it means, because thinking happy thoughts is again interfering with the systems, forcing something. Your subconscious mind is not stupid, no? If you say I'm worthless, and then you think you're worthless because whatever, and I'm damaged, and you say, okay, no, I will tell myself I'm a good person. I deserve love and I'm a good person. But your subconscious mind knows that it's not true, right? Yeah, really, she thinks that, right? That's not what's installed here. But when you interfere, when you don't interfere, just, oh, I have this self-limiting belief that I'm damaged, but I don't have to believe that. No, it's not putting another layer of, yes, I'm good, I'm lovable. That's forcing it. But when you say, oh, I don't have to believe everything I'm thinking, that's two different things. So it's not positive thinking at all. It's just to reconnect to who you really are. That's all that is. You're not putting more layer into it. It's just, yes, just to remember that I don't have to believe everything that I'm thinking, because the fact that you're going to think, that's a fact. But you don't have to take it seriously, right? We forget, but it does. It's innate, so it bounces back. It's like the balloon. When you let it go, it comes back up. Okay, and I hope that helps. And I'll see you next week. Cheers.